The city of Minneapolis reaches a settlement with the family of George Floyd. Many citizens across the country received their third stimulus checks over the weekend. It's been 1 month since the winter storms wreaked havoc, including damage to one UNC building.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV News at Noon. I'm Jalen Jackson. City council leaders in Minneapolis approved a settlement package in the wrongful death lawsuit of George Floyd. Reporter Rez Chapman has more on the story.
It was a deal a long time in the making, a $27 million settlement to the family of George Floyd.
Showing to the world that Black Lives Matter. And we are very grateful and we applaud you for this great step of showing the world responsible leadership.
Floyd's family members stood side by side with Minneapolis City Council members while the announcement was made. Floyd's family emotional, thanking protesters and all who offered support.
This is a small, big step in the George Floyd legacy. And thank you all very much for supporting us.
Support this family says without would have made this journey that much more difficult.
One thing that the world needs to know, America, we need to heal. This nation needs healing. Our family needs healing.
Healing, they hope, begins today. This tight-knit family wants the world to know, although the settlement is the headline, it is not all of the story.
While today the settlement made history, I think that George made history 10 months ago. We all had, to witness that excruciating video. And it's painful and hurtful. But today, it's a huge step in the healing process. When I say healing, it's not just the pain that our family feels. Hopefully it's a healing. It's healing in the way that policing is carried on.
Policy changes the family and its attorneys hope to help the city of Minneapolis usher in a legacy they believe will help keep George Floyd's memory intact.
The settlement includes $500,000 that will be used to improve the business district where Floyd died. Former Georgia State Representative Stacey Abrams says the new voter bills in Georgia are, quote, racist. Abrams says the new bill has nothing to do with improving voter security and is intended to limit voting rights.
It is a redux of Jim Crow in a suit and tie. We know that the only thing that precipitated these changes, it's not that there was a question of security. In fact, the Secretary of State and the governor went to great pains to assure America that Georgia's elections were secure. And so the only connection that we can find is that more people of color voted, and it changed the outcome of elections in a direction that Republicans do not like. And so instead of celebrating better access and more participation, their response is to try to eliminate access to voting for primarily communities of color. And there's a direct correlation between the usage of drop boxes, the usage of in-person early voting, especially on Sundays, and the use of vote by mail, and a direct increase in the number of people of color voting.
Georgia is among several states pushing to limit mail-in voting after there were false claims of fraud in the 2020 election. It's starting to get a little warm outside. I don't know how long it'll stay that way, but our weather expert Danielle Zachariah can tell us more. Danielle?
Thanks, Jalen. That's right. You can definitely expect some nice weather this week, but I'll get more onto that later in the show. Right now, we are currently experiencing some sunny skies with a temperature of 54 degrees, with the feels like 48, and a wind speed coming in from the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Later tonight, those clear skies will later turn into cloudy skies with a temperature of 53 degrees, with the feels like 47, and a wind speed coming in from the northwest at 5 miles per hour. And tomorrow you can expect mostly cloudy skies with a temperature of 79 with a feels like 75 and a wind speed coming in from the southwest at 10 miles per hour. That's it for First Look. Back to you, Jalen.
Thank you, Danielle. With immunizations on the rise, the Biden administration is planning a new vaccine promotion campaign. The new promotion will be aimed at informing hesitant Americans about the vaccine. The government is reportedly spending close to $250 million on the promotion. The Biden administration started the project last fall but wanted to wait until there was an increase in vaccine supply before pushing forward with the campaign. The U.S. has now administered 107 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. The rate of vaccinations continues to rise at a faster pace as the country plans to open vaccine eligibility to all adults in the coming weeks. According to the White House, COVID-19 data reports there were almost 6 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine handed out this weekend, an 11% increase over the previous weekend. Almost 70 million Americans have now received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, with 37 million fully vaccinated. Dr. Anthony Fauci says that 70% of Americans need to receive the vaccine to achieve herd immunity. With the passing of the newest COVID relief package, some Americans can expect to receive their $1,400 stimulus checks in the coming days. John Lawrence has more with the details on the stimulus package.
Good afternoon. President Joe Biden says the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 will give the COVID-stricken U.S. economy a much-needed boost.
It changes the paradigm. For the first time in a long time, this bill puts working people in this nation first. It's not hyperbole, it's a fact.
Direct deposits are going out first, with $1,400 for eligible people who make less than $75,000, heads of households who earn less than $112,500, and married couples who bring in less than $150,000.
And you have kids under the age of 6, you will get an additional $3,600 over the next year. And if you have kids aged 6 to 17, you will get an additional $3,000 per child over the next year. And of course, for unemployment, that $300 per week extra will continue until September 6th.
The IRS will base the amount sent out on either 2019 or 2020 tax returns.
You really need to sharpen your pencil up here this weekend if you haven't done your taxes and ask yourself, did I make more income in 2019 or 2020? Did my marital status change?
Critics of the plan say the $1.9 trillion package is too costly.
We're doing damage to the future of this country by spending dramatically more money than we obviously need.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
As Texas opens up COVID vaccine shots to anyone over the age of 50, President Joe Biden announced all adults will be eligible for the vaccine in May. However, some Americans are asking whether or not they can get a different vaccine if they don't like the first one. The 3 vaccines currently approved in the U.S. are the Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is 66.9% effective against severe illness after 14 days. While both the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine are more than 90% effective in the same time period. Health officials say that while those numbers are encouraging, they don't tell the full story. The vaccines went through clinical trials at different times, and health experts say that all 3 of them are above the required 50% effectiveness target that was set by the World Health Organization. While doctors don't believe a second vaccine would be harmful, they don't know how the vaccines might interact with each other. For now, health officials say that getting just one vaccine type is the safest way to go. After the break, we have an update on teachers across the nation who are getting vaccinated. Plus, one London woman did everything she was taught to do and was still kidnapped and murdered. More on that when we return. As of right now, teachers in all 50 states are eligible to receive their COVID-19 vaccination, but getting students back into the classroom 5 days a week may not be in the near future. Britt Conway has more with the story.
Starting today, teachers in every state are eligible for COVID-19 vaccines. The vaccine rollout for teachers had been slow at times, a hard-fought battle for many.
We were so pleased to hear President Biden say that we should prioritize educators.
Also happening little by little.
Most of our schools are already back to in-person learning.
But not necessarily 5 days a week yet. So when could that happen?
I'd like to think that in many places we can do that this spring.
But deciding how to do that varies widely, and not everyone is on the same page, even if they're in the same district.
There are other districts in San Diego who have opened up, only to have to shut down within a few days.
More and more evidence is suggesting that we can reopen our schools safely.
And that's part of the challenge. The science is evolving. Right now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention look at community spread and rely on 5 strategies for reopening safely: universal masking, physical distancing, washing hands, cleaning facilities, and improving ventilation, along with contact tracing, isolation, and quarantine. And as the CDC learns more,
they will be giving guidelines according to the data that they have.
Another challenge is more straightforward: money.
Now with the American Rescue Plan, I'm confident it's going to get done.
The smile you see on my face is the light at the end of this very dark tunnel.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Today, the Vatican announced that priests and other Roman Catholic Church ministries cannot bless same-sex unions. This is in response to practices in some countries such as the United States and Germany. The Congregation of Faith says it was, quote, not intended to be a form of unjust discrimination, but rather a reminder of the truth of the liturgical rite. Last year, the Vatican had to clarify comments made by Pope Francis in regards to same-sex marriage, saying they were taken out of context and the church did not change its views or support on same-sex marriage. The mayor of London criticized the city's own police force for clashing with crowds at a vigil for Sarah Everard. The 33-year-old Everard was kidnapped and murdered last week by a police officer on her walk home. The police initially tried to ban the vigil efforts because of COVID-19 restrictions. Mayor Sadiq Khan says police response was, quote, neither appropriate nor proportionate. The murder of Sarah Everard has sparked global conversation about violence against women around the world. It's been a month since the state of Texas was hit with Winter Storm Uri. The storm brought on blackouts as well as significant plumbing damage. ntTV's Michaela Goose has a story on one building here at UNT that is still dealing with damages.
The winter storm affected the entire state of Texas. But who was keeping the lights on at UNT? These unsung heroes spent the days at the university fighting Mother Nature herself to keep the school standing tall.
Here at the USB building, we had water that entered the building back here towards this back dock area. And as it, again, rushed through the building, we've got saturated carpet, we've got drywall that's actually now we've been able to come in and remove to get the drying process it's been long underway.
But the facilities team is not the only team who pulled together to keep the people around them safe.
And anytime there's an event like something that doesn't happen every day in the workplace, you know, you're either going to have high spirits and everybody's going to pull together and you're going to feel like you're really truly a part of a team, or you're going to feel alone and like you're on an island. Well, there was never that feeling with us and our team. And I say that with us and our team, I mean the whole university, population, from the workforce to the students. Everyone truly pulled together and made this a team effort.
Luke Taylor spoke to us about the people working behind the scenes through the Texas-sized blizzard to ensure that students and faculty had a school to return to. You know,
we're going to do what it takes to get through this, because we will get through this. And we have such great leadership within our department, and across the board at UNT, but within the facilities department, we have great leadership that they're going to be right beside you through this.
the university is still making repairs across campus, which we will keep you posted on. During this pandemic, I found myself missing the fun, artistic culture the city of Denton has to offer, especially the Jazz Festival. Our live anchor, Jessica Jalal, is at the square with some changes coming to these beloved artistic locations.
Well, good afternoon, guys. We are live outside Denton Square, and there is a lot of art and culture going on, as you can see behind me. Now, for the past year, it's been a struggle for art businesses to stay open because of all the shutdowns from COVID-19. Theater Denton, which is a historic campus theater since 1995, had to change from live events to online events in 2020. However, the good news is that they were able to get renovations done during that time and are expected to open to 50% capacity in June. Masks will be required. The Denton Arts and Jazz Festival, which is a free 3-day event, also had to cancel in 2020, but is expected to take place in October. Organizers will keep an eye on those pandemic trends as we get closer to October. Keep an eye out for those updates, and that's all I have for you guys today. Back to you, Jalen.
Thanks, Jessica. Can't wait to go to that Jazz Festival. Dallas ISD is looking to provide more support for students struggling to learn English. The latest efforts will include a pilot program to help 1,600 newcomer high school students adjust to English learning. As of now, the district offers a similar program to 6 elementary schools, but no middle or high schools. The district doesn't have details, but plans to have 5 of the centers across the district. Dallas ISD Superintendent Michael Hinojosa reflected on how far the district has come since 2005 in efforts to launch dual language programs. Hinojosa says, "You've got to be consistent, and some things are worth fighting for." I don't know about you guys, but with this amazing weather we're having, I'm ready to go to the pool. How long can we expect this, Danielle?
Oh, you can expect this all week, almost pretty much all week, Jalen. Right now, let's take a look across North Texas, where temperatures are currently ranging from the mid-50s to the low 60s, where we have 59 degrees in Bowie, 61 degrees in Dallas, and 55 in Paris. Now let's take a look across the state, where we have a wide range of temperatures. With Amarillo and Oklahoma City in the 40s, Denton, El Paso, and Tyler in the 50s, and Abilene, Austin, Houston, and Shreveport in the 60s. Now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow and next Monday, you can expect a high chance of showers with highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s. But in between those, you can definitely expect sunny skies with high temperatures ranging from the low 60s to the low 70s, and low temperatures ranging from the 40s and the 50s. Now, if I were you, I would definitely take advantage of the sunny weather later this week. That's all I have for weather. Back to you at the desk, Jalen.
Thanks, Danielle. After the break, Chanel Young has the spot for those who love literature. Plus, I'll update you on last night's Grammy winners. Stick around, y'all. Welcome back. I, for one, love small businesses around the city of Denton, and our segment anchor, Chanel Young, has a story for those who are wanting to shop for good books and vinyl records. on a budget.
Yep, that's right, Jalen. The store Recycled Books, Records, and CDs is filled with 3 stories worth of affordable books, movies, CDs, and games. But not only does the store let you save money, it also lets you make money. ntTV's Elizabeth Garcia tells us more.
Recycled Books, Records, CDs is a 3-story nostalgic store of gently used books, CDs, and records. It remains in an old opera house located in downtown Denton.
We are a secondhand shop, and despite how many items we have, I would say that what sets us apart is that we are very meticulous about how we curate each section. And so it's a secondhand shop, sans junk. There's no junk here. We're very good at selecting the absolute best items, which I think is why so many customers appreciate us. Most books range anywhere from $2 to $8, and then movies are generally going to be $5 unless it's something more difficult to find. But there's a lot of variation from item to item.
What makes the store so unique is that they give the items a second life. If the first owner has already used the item, they can pass it on to more people to enjoy.
If you're selling a book to us, 40% of what we will end up pricing it at. If you're selling media like vinyl or Blu-rays, they have to be pretty much pristine, scratch-free for us to consider buying them. Books we have a little bit more leeway with, but they have to be in very good condition as well. We want to make sure that the customer has an extremely good product in their hands. Discounts are generally 10%. With the exception of resellers, they get a 20% discount. Lately, we have been seeing a lot more college-age students coming into the store, but we get a huge variation. Everybody comes through here, and so we see all types every day.
It's really cool. There's something for everybody. You can find something for every genre of either book or music, and it's also really affordable and close to campus, so it's like a cool place to just come hang out. This is definitely something where you can come and kill either 5 minutes or 5 hours. There's something for everybody, so it's definitely always something new to do every time you come. I'm gonna start bringing all of my friends, anyone new I meet, people new to Denton, and just bring them here and kind of show them this really cool place.
For ntTV News, Elizabeth Garcia.
Whether you're inspired to read a good book or sell a good book, Recycled Books, Records, and CDs is an option to maintain your budget. Back to you, Jalen.
The Grammys looked about as normal as they could get, considering current COVID-19 circumstances with in-person attendance and live performances. The winners included Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, and Dua Lipa. Texas was well represented, with Megan Thee Stallion winning the Best New Artist and Beyonce making history. The Queen Bee broke all-time record for any female artist or any singer, male or female, with a total of 28 Grammys. Our Mean Green basketball team got a big win yesterday. And when we return, our sports anchor Joshua Price has more details on the big tournament. Joshua, what an awesome weekend to be a Mean Green student, right?
Oh, it certainly was, Jalen. UNT is heading to the big dance after some close games during the conference tournament. I'll have that and more from the NHL and the NFL when we return.
It started with the original care package and millions more like it, passed from hand to hand across land and sea to help survive.
The Mean Green are going dancing. This weekend, North Texas punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament after winning the CUSA championship, beating Western Kentucky. After the championship was canceled last year due to COVID, North Texas was finally able to lift the trophy. Javion Hamlet was the star for the Mean Green as he put up 20 points as well as the go-ahead score with 13.9 seconds left to put North Texas on top. This is the first time since 2010 that North Texas will participate in the tournament, and they already know who their opponent is. It's 13 seed North Texas will face the 4 seed Purdue in the first round this week. They'll travel to Indiana where the entirety of the tournament will take place as the NCAA attempts to protect college athletes from the COVID-19 virus. North Texas and Purdue will face off against each other Friday at 7:25 p.m. The Dallas Stars had a back-to-back series away against the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Stars dropped the first game on Saturday, but on Sunday, the Stars were able to grab the win in OT. Joe Pavelski scored in the first period to make it 1-0 Stars, but an early third period score by Blue Jacket Zach Werenski would tie things up. The game would still be scoreless in overtime, so a shootout was needed to solve things. Stars rookie Jake Ottinger didn't allow a single goal in the shootout, while Alexander Radulov, who missed 15 games due to injury, scored the game winner in the shootout to seal things for the Stars. Dallas improves to a 9-9 record as they come back home for a Tuesday night matchup against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Drew Brees is hanging up his cleats. The Austin Westlake native has announced his retirement as he ends a 20-year career in the NFL, with 15 of those spent with the New Orleans Saints. Brees finishes his career having won a Super Bowl with the Saints and awards like being a 2-time Offensive Player of the Year and a Walter Payton Man of the Year. He also holds records for the most career passing yards and most consecutive games with a touchdown pass. We congratulate Brees on his career and wish him the best in his retirement. Back to you, Jalen, at the desk.
A rare sighting of an endangered species was found swimming in a river far from the ocean over the weekend. This Chinese white dolphin was spotted swimming and jumping out of a river. This river is considered to be very far from the ocean, but the abundance of fish found in this river likely made it an ideal target for the rare dolphin. Scientists are currently monitoring the dolphin's activity and have a rescue plan if necessary. You know, I've never been close to a dolphin. The closest thing I've probably been to a dolphin was the aquarium or playing Madden. Thanks for watching ntTV News at noon. Join us again tonight at 6 here on North Texas Television.